Now, how do you buy your first rental property? Now, I want to walk you through the entire process, how to buy your first rental property, how to make money doing it. And hey guys, my name is Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income. I'm here to show you how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate rental property so you never ever have to work a job again. And also, I have on the show with me Charles Rose Jr., who's was one of my students. Now he is a fantastic investor. He's going to share with us all of his insights as well. Charles, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. It is so good to be here with you, Dustin. I think one of the things that helped me to invest out of town is just learning how to do it right, how to build a business right, how to go through the whole process. And I think that gave me a lot more confidence in investing out of town.
Yeah, and for everybody watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast, I actually have videos for literally every single one of these steps. So if you check in the description as we're telling you about doing this, like the first step is to find the right area of the country to invest. I literally have an entire video walking you through how I and all the other students here at Master Passive Income find new areas of the country, all over the country, to invest. So check in the description for all of these different videos of every single one of these steps that we are actually talking through. So the first one is finding the right area. What we look for are homes that, or areas that have homes that are lower in price. They're not 400,000. Like if you live in California, you buy a $400,000 house, you might rent it for like $1,500 a month. You're gonna be losing money. That's not gonna be a way to be able to buy your first property and make money. And so what we look for are areas of the country that have lower priced homes, and they also rent for a good amount. As we're investing all over the country, we're looking for homes that are small, less in price. They're not your huge 3,000 square foot homes. Now, Charles, do you remember the cookie cutter home that we like to shoot for, that ones that we like to find and own?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that we always shoot for is we try to shoot for 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,200 to 1,400 square feet. In some areas, we'll go down to 3, 1 if all of the other homes in the neighborhood is roughly the same. We try to stick to 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,200 to 1,400 square feet, and it's so much better. Like, I mean, these properties, I don't have an issue renting them. Like, it's so easy to rent. Everybody's looking for these type of properties, almost everyone, and it helps in keeping that steady cash flow in your business when you have these cookie cutter homes.
The next step is to build the business. Now, you're going to hear me and Charles talk about this all the time. We build the business first. Now, a lot of people who teach how to invest in real estate, which is not what we do, they teach you how, like, okay, your property is your business. No, no, no. We don't believe that. We believe our properties are our inventory. Just like a can of soda in an adventure, like a convenience store, can of soda is their inventory. Our property is our inventory. Our business houses or owns many, many different properties. Now, also, I actually want to give you this entire stuff, everything written down in order, literally my entire course for free. If you go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course, all one word for it, free course, it'll be in the description as well. You can literally get everything outlined, walking you through, and then some, like even how to finance your properties, all that good stuff. So masterpassiveincome.com/free course, and I'll get that for you. Now, in building the business, what we're doing is we already know the area, but we need to find the people in the area that are going to be running the business for us, the experts in the area. See, Charles relies on experts like expert property managers, home inspectors, realtors, roofers, plumbers, and everybody and anybody in our business. We make sure we find the right people and fit them in our business. Now, third step that we need to do as we are building our business and getting ready to where we buy our first property is starting to analyze properties. And when I say analyze properties, it's by running the numbers, knowing that you're going to make enough passive income every single month to feed your family. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm really not that smart. I'm numbers and math. I'm not a numbers person at all. In fact, I love hiring accountants because they are numbers people. I pay them to do it. Numbers to me go in my brain and they kind of float away and disappear. It's just the way my brain works. It's not good with numbers. Now, I've figured out that all you really need to do this business is to know multiplication, addition, and subtraction. That's it. It's super, super simple. Now, multiplication is very little, but let me show you how when you analyze the numbers, it's only addition and subtraction. So all you do is you find up all your expenses, talk to your property managers, your realtors, inspectors, tax accountants, all that. You figure out what your expenses are. You add all those up, add them all up, and let's say you get to $800 a month in expenses. Okay, that's great. You add all of that up. Then you talk to your property manager. Once you find a house, you say, property manager or realtor, how much can I rent this house for? And they might say, okay, you can rent it for $1,000. Really, realistically, you can get $1,000 rent. Well, shoot, you've already added up $800. You know you can get $1,000. Well, that difference right there is the passive income. Now that's $200 a month. 800 minus 1,000 or 1,000 minus 800 is $200. We shoot for $250 a month in passive income. That's what we shoot for. And now let me give you a little bit of multiplication. Remember, that was super simple math. Addition and subtraction. The next super simple is literally just scaling the business to be able to quit your job. So with one property being $250 a month, 10 properties is $2,500 a month. And if one property is $250 a month, that's $3,000 a year. 10 properties is $30,000 a year. Remember, it's just multiplication. 20 properties is $60,000 a year. That's it. That's all the math you need to know. Now, you might be thinking about accounting and all sort of stuff. We pay accountants to do the accounting. That's why they're named. They're named accountants.
What I would also like to add to that is when you look at your numbers, try to be real with your numbers or more on the conservative side. I know that, sometimes you can get emotionally attached to this deal and you may want the rent to be more, but sometimes that rent may be a lot less than what you're expecting. And so that's why we want to rely on our experts on the ground. We want to rely on our property managers. Now, after investing in Memphis for almost 3 years now, I know the rents. I know the areas. So as I learn the area more, then I know the numbers. So I just would add to that, Dustin, is to be conservative on some numbers, especially if you don't know. Now, if the property manager tells you the number and you like it, great. But don't change the number just because you're trying to make it work, because you don't want to hurt yourself.
So the next step is to put in multiple offers. Now, Charles, you and I, so we have the Real Estate Wealth Builders here at Master Passive Income. It's a membership where we're coaching people. We have courses, we have student success program, we have networking, we have everything that a student would need or somebody would need to start investing. And so in our group coaching that we had lots of people asking the question or talking about putting in multiple offers. Because now, if you put in one offer a month, it's going to take a very long time before you actually get one accepted, especially the way we invest. As investors, we want to buy the property where we capture equity. So when I say capture equity, it means I'm buying it for less than it's worth. Let's say it's worth $100,000. I'm trying to buy it for at least $90,000, maybe $85,000. So I'm capturing equity. If you're doing that too, it's going to be even harder to find good properties. Now, the cure to that, or the way to get around that, is to literally put in multiple offers all at one time. And what's great is, so Charles, you were explaining on the group coaching call in Real Estate Wealth Builders membership, you were explaining how you were putting in multiple offers all the time, like daily putting in offers. And we get questions like, oh my goodness, what happens if all of them get accepted at one time? Tell me your answer to that. If all of them get accepted at one time.
First of all, if you get all of them accepted at one time, that is very rare that it'll happen. But if it does happen, there are things that you can do. You can use private money, hard money. You could use a lot of these different types of money to buy them all if you can. But it's very, very rare that you would get all accepted one time.
Once you have started putting in many offers, you're putting in offers. Hopefully, you're going to get one under contract. Now, say hopefully you will get one under contract because you're putting in many offers. You'll get one under contract. The first thing that you need to do is you need to have your experts that are there running the business for you. Remember, not in your same city or your same state, many states over. Like you could be investing out of state and have your experts do all this work for you, because remember, we built the business first. And as always, I have all the videos literally showing you how to do every single step. I'll hopefully have everything in the description for you. Now, as you're actually going through and having your experts look at the properties, you, number one, need your property manager to review or walk through the property, because they need to know what they're getting into, like how much it's going to cost to rehab, because they're hopefully going to be doing the rehab for you. They're going to give you a quote or an estimate for how much it's going to cost to fix up the property. And on top of that, having experts look at the property, once you have it under contract, you're going to have your home inspector. They're going to do a full home inspection on your property as well. Never, ever skip doing a home inspection. That's like, if you're going to do anything, if there's any one thing, like don't think, oh, I might be wasting $400. No, it's not wasting. I would rather waste $400 than buy a $100,000 house that's junk that I literally need to put another $30,000 into. So invest that money. Number one, have your property manager walk through the property, tell you how much it's going to cost to fix up. Then number two, make sure that you have a home inspection in the inspection period window. Should have 10-day inspection period where you can get your earnest money back. I have another video on earnest money. It's basically your quick deposit. So you want to do that because they're going to be the experts on the ground. They're your eyeballs. They're your ears. They're your everything. Trust them. They're going to do the work for you. Also, on top of that, the next step, once you already have the home inspection, you have the property under contract. You're going through the process. The contract goes to a title company. And don't worry, your realtor, literally everything's mapped out for you. If you're using a realtor, they'll take care of all that. A title company is going to take care of all that. But what you want to do, this is a big pro tip, is negotiate. Not trying to take more money out of the deal, but let's say you're in the 10-day inspection window. Remember, that's a tip I'm giving you. Make sure you have a 10-day window for home inspection, or basically just reviewing the property, making sure it's a good property, so you can get your deposit, your earnest money back. Now, what you're going to do in this time is with that home inspection, you're going to get that home inspection back, review that home inspection, see what could be potentially wrong. A roof might be bad, the furnace might be, on its last leg, or there might be foundation issues. Whatever it might be, you review it. And on top of that, you also want to figure out how much it's going to cost to fix up. Let's say it's a roof that's going to go bad really soon, or it's already leaking, or there's something wrong with the roof. You didn't know it at the time. Now you do. You can take that back in that 10-day window of inspection, go back to the seller and say, hey, the roof is bad. We need to actually have the entire thing replaced. So I need you to replace the entire roof or credit me the entire cost. It's going to be $6,000 for me to repair the entire roof. Credit me that amount so you can renegotiate in that inspection window.
Yeah, and this was actually on my first property. So I remember when the inspection report came back, it showed that the roof would need to be replaced. And so, and one of the things that Dustin and I were able to do, Dustin looked at the report through my first property just to make sure that I was looking at the right thing. And one of the things Dustin advised me to do was to actually go to the seller and ask them to split the cost of the roof. And, it was kind of scary for me to go back to the seller because I was so nervous. With it being my first deal, I was thinking, oh, I don't want to lose the deal. But it's a good thing I went back to the seller and asked them to split the cost. And without fighting or anything, the seller agreed to split the cost on the roof. And so I was able to bring the price down even more through getting that credit for the roof repairs.
The last thing that we needed to do is we need to get our financing ready and close on the property. So before this big thing, you want to have all your financing all ready. If you're going to do private money, if you're going to do a mortgage, if you're going to do a commercial loan, if you're going to do a home equity line of credit, whatever it might be. And in fact, I have an entire video literally walking you through all the 14 different ways to get financing. Check the description for that video. But literally 14 different ways to finance your properties. You need to get all that set up before you get into a contract so that when you're in a contract, boom, they're already off to the races. So you say, go ahead and start moving and get the financing going, private money, or you have a hard money lender, whatever it might be. You have them all ready. Charles, every single time, you're a master at this. You have lots and lots of ways. You've bought many properties with private money, with hard money lenders, with commercial loans, conventional loans, all that sort of stuff. Now, you plan that out beforehand, correct?
You definitely want to plan it out beforehand so that you can be ready to close on the property.
Before we buy properties, we know we have the money or the means to be able to buy those properties. And then the last step is literally to close on the property. Once you close on the property, and here's a big key tip I'm going to give you, because I get some students that said, oh man, the property manager, they're not going to be able to get to it for like 3 weeks. I'm like, no, they need to be ready. So all that entire time that you're in escrow, which is usually about a month, maybe 45 days, escrow means it's a process of changing over from seller to buyer. You want to say, property manager, we are going to be done, or contractor, we're going to be done on this day. Have your crews ready to get in that property on day one. As soon as we have the keys, I want you in there fixing up the property, because we don't want it sitting around, because that's money wasted. We want to get that money moving into that property, getting it fixed up so that we can get it rented and then get our money out in rent. So that's how you do it. That's how you buy your first property. There's so much more on managing and all that stuff. We have videos for all that stuff. But hey, everybody for watching this and listening to us on podcasts. You guys are awesome. Charles, thanks for being here. You guys, we will see you in the next one.